Hello there folks, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, a place where I discuss different topics about spirituality and dream interpretation. This time I was thinking about dropping a short video on a topic called love, because so many people are speaking about this concept, and there are so many who actually have this sensation or feeling that they know what love is, and they kind of expect to already be experts. There are so many people who speak about self-love. There are so many people who speak about, so many things they don't know about, but, it's more like a desperation to get some attention and to get some money. Now, not necessarily through love, but through literally anything that can draw other people's attention. Because when you have people watching your videos, technically they're paying you attention, and it's not called paying attention for nothing, because attention has always been the only currency in this world. Because you have to think a bit. First of all, when you sleep, usually you sleep 8 hours a day, which means that a third of your life is already, spent sleeping, so that you have enough energy for the specific day, okay, for the day that's coming. Now, the point about this is where your energy goes, okay, it goes where the attention dictates, okay, so where your attention goes, the energy flows. That's why you most likely have people in life who, well, they might do things just to hold your attention, and well, they don't give anything in return, so most likely you're gonna feel drowsy, sleepy, or almost dead around them, okay. So the point about love is, well, someone would once ask me, what do I think love is? Okay, what is love? And I thought a bit about it, and my question was more like, what do you expect? And of course, I had to clarify the question, because the question was not what do you expect me to answer, okay, to give you as an answer, because that is also a valid question, because many people, they already have a predetermined idea, okay, and they just expect you, some, in the worst case scenario, they kind of already expect you to simply give them the answer that they know, and most likely they will feel fussed or pissed if the answer that you give doesn't meet their expectation. Now, when it comes to love, the point is, and the question that I asked is, what do you expect? Okay, because many people speak about love as if it's just sitting by someone, or spending time with someone. That is not necessarily love, because you can spend time with someone even at work without manifesting any love. Okay, many people would then aimlessly go for the feel, right? It's that something that you feel towards someone, that makes you feel good. Well, it's not that either, because you know in sadomasochistic relationships, people also feel good because, well, they have a distorted option or distorted view of the world, and, well, they live unconsciously. When people live unconsciously, impulses are the only thing important to them. So, in some people's cases, dishing out pain or receiving it is their, well, the only pleasure they allow themselves to experience. So the point is, if someone can ensure that, well, they will feel good because that's how they distorted themselves or got distorted due to environmental, encounters, or what they've been feeding their mind with, or ancestral karma and the such, because everyone has a purpose of curing some of the you know ancestors karma, because at the same time the actions and the thoughts and beliefs of our ancestors also flow through us through our own DNA. That is one reason why certain impulses within individuals are very strong. Usually depends, like in many cases, women, for example, fighting against their own sexuality or feeling ashamed about that, because for a long time, especially in Europe and in Christianity, the idea of sexuality and womanhood have been discarded or even, powerfully repressed. And well, that's kind of what happens when, people kind of forsake feminine energy. So, what people speak about love is technically nothing else than a set of expectations, because when people say they love someone, they don't love that person. They kind of are, little yanderes, as I call them, because they don't like a certain person. They only feel good because the person makes them feel good in a certain way. If the person is, for example, highly vibrational, they will make everyone around them feel good, which in turn will be kind of problematic because, when you're highly vibrational in a way, you're just a light, like a light bulb shining. But a light source in the darkness will always attract all sorts of things, and let's not forget there are also moths. So, well, let's say it's a good indicative of people, who don't have your best interest. And the world is full of these. So the point is, when you share your energies with others, make sure you share them in a certain way, because the way you teach people to treat you, at least that they will. So the point is, taking care of your own energy is, well, more like self-care instead of self-love, because love is only external. Love is only something that flows outwards from you. Because technically, when it comes to love, and most likely people might say that they already knew this, but they just most likely understand the point, and understand means understanding. Okay, you're not on the point yet. It only makes logical sense to your mind, but you haven't realized it yet. That is why realization is a powerful thing to happen, and that is why I always tell people that it's always the best thing to allow people to realize things, not just providing them a flat answer, which most likely they will get for granted. Okay, they will most likely take for granted. Now, the point about love is, imagine love as, mm, let's say you're like simply let's say a container, okay? And the point is, love simply flows, okay, like a waterfall, and it just falls into the container, okay? When a person is loving, okay, they simply fill themselves with that, and, well, soon it will start overflowing. That is what people feel, because basically you are simply a conductor, okay? You allow love to simply flow through you, and, well, everyone else feels it. That is why people who are perceived as loving, technically they don't love anyone, and especially they don't love themselves, because, well, only narcissists can love themselves, because love is only an external source, okay? Love comes from the outside, it flows, and, well, you don't act as a dam and block it, okay? You don't block love, because, well, you can only taint it, okay? And it simply flows by you, it no longer flows through you, because the moment you taint yourself with anger and lower vibrational aspects, okay, simply love won't flow through you anymore, okay? You're like a closed dam which simply no longer allows water to flow through it, so it will move by it, okay? The point is, love has to flow through in order to trigger certain mechanisms, just like water flows through the dam and allows, the creation of electrical energy, right? Which is also reusable energy. That is what makes it even better, right? So that is kind of what I see love as, okay? Don't rush in taking my points as the one and only truth, but, it's a bit wacky to see so many people believing in this point of self-love, and so many people nowadays create these, silly, courses about how to love yourself and the such, okay? And it's like, you can see in their eyes that they're definitely fake, okay? I'm not here to tell people that I'm the only one, the one and only truth in this world, but one thing I can say for sure is there is no such thing as self-love, okay? Self-appreciation and the such, well, it's more like self-care, okay? Just take them as self-care, because self-love is way too narcissistic, okay? It's way too contorted option of or view on reality, okay? Self-care is good because you take care of yourself, you nourish your body and the such, but it is not self-love, because love only flows outwards. When it comes to humans and, people, when they speak about love, well, technically they also come with another hideous concept, which is called unconditional love, which I've spoken, I think, previously in some of my videos, more likely indirectly. Now, self-love, as well as unconditional love, these are just two hoaxes, just like motivation is, but they sell so good, and well, consequently, people will basically do nothing else than, you know, uh, create everything that propagates that, because again it provides them with some attention. And where attention goes, energy flows. So that's a way of simply feeding yourself with energy. Okay, these are more or less vampiric people who just need some, energy, and they will take it for free because so many people are looking for so many truths. And unconditional love simply does not exist, okay? Because in order to feel love, okay, you need to be conscious of it, okay? And to be conscious, you need to have a physical body, because only physical bodies have a discerning mind. Spirits and discarnate beings, they do not have a discerning mind, so therefore they will act impulsively, and usually the emotions that they feel will simply fluctuate. Okay, when they feel love, it simply amplifies and amplifies, okay, beyond anything that humans can feel. But at the same time, anger and any lower vibrations will also get amplified in the millions, probably even in the billions. Okay, that is why such energy forces, these can be basically so powerful, okay, because they are powerful. Okay, think about the worst anger you can have. Discarnate beings can manifest that even a millionfold. So they don't have a discerning mind, okay? They just experience what flows through them, what happens, what triggers them, right? There is no discernment, so they just simply feel and, act and react based on what affects them, right? So they're not conscious of the soul point aspect of love, so-called aspect of love. Now, to move even further, the point is you also need to be alive, right? I mean, spirits, surely they don't need to be technically alive, but they are still alive, okay? But they don't need, they don't recognize this aspect of love. If they feel it, they just amplify it and they just act and react according to it. You need a physical body in order to, be alive in this world and experience worldly love in here, because love might feel somewhat different in other, parts of the dimensions that exist in this, let's call it a multiverse. Secondarily, you also need the source, okay? You need the source of love, and let's say there is technically a general one, and you need to accept that within you, right? Because it's not enough to just have a physical body, and it's not enough to necessarily be alive, right? Because, well, these two are conditions, but so many people, you can see them nowadays, they are just running away from their emotions because they believe it's unbearable, right? But the more you run away from that, the more suffering you will get, right? Because you're technically straining yourself, you're technically ripping yourself apart, so it's obvious that certain mechanisms within you will remind you that you're technically doing nothing else than hurting yourself. And of course, you need other people around, or other objects, or other animals, or whatever, because you also need a source, okay, to love, because love flows through you, and you simply direct it towards, other things, okay? And technically, that's when it becomes devotion, okay? Devotion is an aspect of love, it is a greater aspect of it, and devotion is represented by situations in which a certain project, idea, goal, animal, person, or whatever simply becomes greater than who you think you are, because again, the self is nothing else than an image, a replica of something that we think we must be, but again, is just a belief, okay? We just believe in a self, and belief means accepting something without a necessity for proof, okay? So many people are believing things, but they haven't realized anything of those, or many of those things yet. So the point about love, okay, and devotion. Well, devotion is said when you reach a certain level, okay, when something becomes greater than you, okay, when a goal or whatever, and that is why those people are kind of always, restful, okay? There is nothing that simply vampirizes them. Anything that they have to do, they will simply do it because they love it so much, right? They like it so much. Love flows through them, and they choose to direct a bit of that towards their, projects and the such, right? Towards their inner energies, okay, towards their creational energies, because creation energy is also, let's say, partly love, okay. So all this being said, hopefully this video served as an eye-opener, and as usual, I'm looking forward to triggering people's curiosity. You are loved and appreciated. Take care of yourselves. Ferinjan Board signing out.